You're in a clutch situation, 1 versus 2, and the spike is ticking down. You peek too predictably, and you're instantly deleted. Sounds familiar? If you've ever felt like you're hitting a wall in Valorant, chances are it's not just your aim or movement that's holding you back, it's actually your game sense. The ability to predict the enemy's movement and position, as well as being able to make split-second decisions, is what separates good players from greats. In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know to develop a Radiant level game sense, from fundamental principles to advanced strategies that will help you read your opponents like a book. So, what is game sense? Game sense is more than just an intuition. It's a skill built on game knowledge, pattern recognition, and decision making. It's the key to winning rounds, not just with raw aim, but with smart plays. At its core, game sense involves recognizing mechanical patterns, understanding the game's economy, positioning yourself strategically, and utilizing utility to manipulate the enemy's movement. The better you get at these elements, the more natural your decision making becomes. So, what are some of the fundamentals? Every round in Valorant is a constant trade-off between aggression and patience. If your team has the numbers advantage, there's no need to force unnecessary fights. Let the opponents make the mistakes. But if you're on the back foot, you need to take calculated risks, like setting up crossfires or making an unexpected flank to level the playing field. Understanding when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between an easy round or a round where you've just thrown it away straight from the get-go. Another part of the game a lot of players tend to overlook is economy management. One of the most overlooked parts of game sense is knowing when to buy and when to save. Winning the pistol round, invest in specters and full shields to maintain your lead. Lose the pistol round, you'll have to decide between a full save or a force buy, depending on how you and your team play. By tracking your own economy and predicting what the enemies can afford, you can make smarter purchasing decisions and take advantage of their potential weaknesses. Next, we'll talk about map control and awareness. Map control isn't about just taking space, it's about knowing where your team is positioned and where the enemies are likely to be. Always check the minimap to see what areas your teammates are holding and whether gaps in the coverage exists. Utility usage also gives away the enemy's position, so pay attention to smokes, flashes, and drones. Good map awareness allows you to rotate effectively, avoid unnecessary risks, and capitalize on the enemy's mistakes. And when it comes down to positioning and repositioning, if you take a fight and get spotted, don't make the mistake of re-peeking in the same angle. A smart opponent will be waiting for that. Instead, reposition to catch them off guard, whether it's shifting to a different angle or completely rotating to the opposite side. Unpredictable movement keeps you alive for longer and forces the opponents to second guess their plays. The harder you are to track, the more likely you are to win engagement. So that's everything to understand the fundamentals of game sense. Let's move on to a slightly more advanced technique: pattern recognition and adaptation. A great player in Valorant is like a detective, constantly picking up on the enemy's tendencies and using them against them. If an enemy likes to lurk mid every single round, anticipate it, shut them down. If they stack onto one side, fake an A push and rotate to the weaker side. The key here is to stay one step ahead of your opponent by adjusting your playstyle throughout the match. Never play the same way twice and keep your opponents guessing. Something a lot of players don't tend to utilize is when they die early in a round, they completely zone out from what's going on. Dying early in a round doesn't mean you should just check out. Instead of mindlessly watching your teammates, use this time to analyze how your team plays and what your opponent is doing, and try to consider what you would have done differently in their situation. Apply that knowledge in future rounds. Observing enemy patterns while you're dead is a great way to gain free information without even playing. Something you should always be keeping track of is the enemy's utility and ultimate economy. Smart players understand the importance of ultimates. Identify your win conditions based on your team's ult, for example, saving a killjoy lockdown for post plants, or a breach ult for retakes. On the flip side, track what the other team has as well and play accordingly to that. If you know they have a raised showstopper, avoid grouping up in tight spaces where you can all get taken down at once. Managing and understanding what ultimates are available in the game is just as important as managing your credits. That's a lot of general tips for improving your game sense, but what about you as an individual? Well, the best way to improve quickly is to review your own matches. Pick one game a day, watch it back, and break down your decisions. Were you positioned correctly? Did you make the right call in a clutch situation? What mistakes did you make? By identifying your weaknesses and working on them, you'll accelerate your improvement and build stronger habits. Mastering the minimap is also crucial. Your minimap is one of the most powerful tools in the game. Glance at it regularly, especially when rotating or setting up plays, to be able to take notes of where the enemies were last seen, and use this information to be able to predict where they might move to. The more you use your minimap, the more information you'll have available to you to make better decisions. So now you have this information of the minimap, you should be able to start predicting your enemy's movement. Anticipating their behavior is a game changer. If you eliminate a defender, expect a fast rotate from the other side. If you see two smokes and a torrent placed aggressively, assume somebody's gonna push you. Making plays based on educated guesses rather than just reacting will give you a huge edge over your opponents. Something that I personally struggle with is being able to learn from pro strategies. Watching pro matches isn't just entertaining, it's an opportunity to learn, analyze how top tier players position themselves, how they use their utility, how they rotate. Try implementing their strategies into your own gameplay and see how it elevates your decision making. Becoming a master of game sense takes time, effort, and willingness to learn from every single mistake you make. Every match is a growing opportunity, whether you win or lose. If you commit to analyzing your plays, you'll stop making the same mistakes over and over again. As a byproduct of that, you'll find yourself climbing the ranks faster than ever. But if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe. I might see you later. It's been your boy, Okami. Peace.